So welcome back to the review section. To talk a little bit more about the article, as we mentioned before, this sort of payment plan was supposed to be for small, medium-sized businesses, but when a list of names of companies was released to the public, we found out that not just small and medium-sized businesses were the only ones that were receiving this PPP. As an example, Americans for Tax Reforms, which is a company that is supposed to be arguing against federal entitlements, was actually also receiving this as well. So this is kind of a big controversy within America.
Entitlement. But now a lot of companies are very worried, actually. So according to the United Federation for Independent Businesses, 14% of beneficiaries are planning layoffs once the loan money actually runs out. I mean, moreover, there's people who need money, and there are other ways to spend it rather than giving it straight to the rich people, who are CEOs or heads of companies. Basically, people need to pay for rent and face eviction if they don't get that money. Eviction. Is helping workers really the goal of this support program?
Yeah, it's a questionable thing and it does seem like it's a common trend happening that we always seem to be helping the rich and not so much the poor, but that's also a debatable argument. I guess this is talking on the subject of borrowing money. So if someone asked you or wanted to borrow money from you, what sorts of questions would you ask them?
Are you crazy? I don't have any money. I guess if I'm being serious, the first question would be why, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
It would be why, how long for, and I guess these two questions.
Would you ever, this is not really one of the discussion questions, would you ever lend money to a friend?
I'm very against it.
Yeah, me too.
Unless a friend is in critical need, it's kind of, it depends on their living condition or survival, then of course I would help. But unless it's an extreme case, no. I'm with you on that one. I don't think I would ever lend out money to a friend, even if they are close. It's just a rule that I have. It's kind of, I've had bad experiences in the past where I've lent out some money to friends and they've never given it back. Well, have you ever taken out a loan, and what was the process like? And can you remember what sort of questions the lender, most likely the bank, asked you? So the only loan I've ever taken out has been a student loan.
Okay.
The process I think was a bit different than a typical loan because it's actually done through the company, the student loan company. So you do it through them. They are acting as a bank, basically. So it was
They didn't really ask you much questions, did they?
Not really. It's a lot of information about living status and parents, actually. They want to know what the kind of household income is so that they can judge what to give you. If you come from a high earning income household, then you don't need a lot.
Right.
So they kind of, make a lot of judgments based on background information and parents.
Okay.
But that's about it, really. There wasn't too much needed. What about you?
I once took out a car loan in Australia to pay off, obviously, my car, and we went to the bank. And the main questions that were really asked was, what's your income? What's your spendings? How much would you be willing to pay off? Can you pay it off within a certain amount of time? Those are the main questions. It seems like I think most loans would be like that as well. But I try to avoid getting any loans these days because money is very, very slim these days.
I feel you.
Anyway, that wraps it up for Unit 8, and we'll see you in Unit 9.